move, same when you press the clock. Fight for the center, develop knights and bishops, castle. Pay attention to your opponent's moves. Ask yourself what he wants to do, how can he stop it? Do not rush. Take your time in three. For opening, middle, and ending. Create a plan. If you find a good move, look for a better one. Don't look around, stay focused. Lock in. Slow down.
should have played 2 more moves. I think you should have pushed G4, G3. Maybe he pushes his pawn twice and it's still moves. I think you should have tested him.
Whose side are you? Whose side are you? Marvin? The old generation or the young?
I'm on everyone's side.
Oh, okay.
I'm only 72.
But did you think about that? Like he pushed G4 and he pushes his H pawn, and he pushed G3, he pushes again to still.
Bring everybody in. Amazing. Do you have the game? Yes? How about you come sit next to me here? Okay, Evan, kick everybody out in the kitchen. Nathaniel, set up. Who? Oh, I don't want nobody there. So we bring everybody out, have a seat, close the lights, please. Turn the lights off there, please. You guys can stay if you want to stay for the lesson. If you stay, please have a seat. If not, all right, David, please close the door. So let's go to the results. We had a full, packed, sold out night. We had the room full. I had to move 2 players, the international master and the FIDE master, in our little room back. And Christian won this time. Last time Daniel, last week he won. So Ibrahim, Brian,
I won.
David Manikov, Nathaniel, Dion, Mazer, Douglas, Harrison Lee,
I won.
Sam,
I won.
Jadiel,
I won.
Adrian,
I won and then I lost.
first game.
I won.
Okay. Zach versus Blake. I think we drew. Reva, you won. Good job. And Dorsh,
I won.
good job. So you guys are ready for the tournament for Saturday. Saved. And tonight we have one of the biggest surprises at Lower Box Chess Academy. Mazer, who is like what, 1200? Around 1200. And you played against Marvin, who's a 1900. And how did you do? I won. He won. So let's give him a big hand. I'm really proud of you. This is a huge victory for you. 700 points above your rating. So let's see the game. You were white or black? Okay. Tell me the moves, please. Just tell me, read the moves. E4. Oh, D4. Okay. D4. Knight F6.
Bishop G5.
Bishop G5. What is the name of this opening, guys? Ooh. So white wants
I
to
played
be.
this to surprise you.
You play this to surprise him. Brian, I'm live and I don't know how to address this. 94, so you don't want to give up the knight, you don't want to double up his pawns. Bishop, why did you play bishop h4 and not f4? You want to keep the pin on the pawn, okay? This is an interesting move to play g5. To play d5, natural move. e3, setting up your pawn structure and opening up the diagonal for your bishop. Bishop f5, natural move. Developing the bishop, and then probably wants to play the same thing like you. Okay. Bishop e3, developing the bishop, pinning the knight. Bishop, okay. Knight d6. Right away, he wants to trade this bishop. Okay. Developing the pieces, we see Mazer is following the basic principles, fights for the center, knight bishop south, beautiful pawn structure, already prepared for castling. Knight c6. I don't like this move. Why this is not the correct move, guys? Because the knight blocks what? And the c pawn cannot fight back for the center in the middle game. And we will see how important this nuance will be in the middle game. Castle, safety of the king always number one. Good job. Okay, and you c takes d3. So why did you take with the pawn? You wanted to, you want to take the square away
Maybe also
and to open up the c file. Wow, what a creative capture. Thinking long-term thinking here. Don't controlling those important squares, restricting the black knights. Attacking the bishop.
Bishop to g3.
Very good. Took with the F. Wow, why with the F? Okay, so I would have taken with the H pawn towards the center and give the H2 square for my king. Yes, I do have double pawns. Yes, you open up the F file, but how many pawn islands white has, guys? The more pawn islands you have, the bigger problems, more headache, more stress, right? So in the end game, you have to babysit these pawn structures, right? If they stick together and they defend each other, there's nothing to worry about, right? But Mazer wants activity. He said, I am not caring about these pawns right now. I want activity. I want rook my open. I want my knight active. I want to attack that pawn, capture that pawn, and win the game. Who cares about pawns, right, Mazer? All right, let's go. E6, setting up the pawn structure, opening of the diagonal for the bishop. Knight b2, develop the knight. Finally, the rook can open up. Bishop e7, a little bit passive. I was expecting bishop e6. Probably wants to control g5 one more time. Okay. Finally, rook c1, activating the pieces. How important is to have active pieces? So you want to have compare the two black rooks with Mazer's rooks. Which rooks are active? Which rooks are passive? White rooks are active. There you go. Okay, keep going. Cancel. The king. Okay. Ooh, what a nice square for the knight. What a nice square. Okay. F5. Ooh, now this pawn is strong or weak, guys? Weak. Why is this pawn weak? No other pawns to protect it, right? Now, when I attack that pawn, you need to babysit the pawn. You need to protect it. Okay, keep going. Sticking to the plan. Mazer had a plan, and he sticks to the plan. He's consistent. He doesn't change his mind. He's consistent. You have a plan, stick to it. C5, and now, why did you take with the rook and not with the pawn?
Because with the pawn, I was a little worried about D4, but also I just wanted to look to the
So now the pawns can move, right? Look at that army. It's coming to get you, right? Now that you capture the rook, the pawns are fixed, right? You cannot move, right? They're blocked, right?
D6.
Queen d6,
D6.
okay?
Queen D2.
Queen c2. So I like this plan. White had two options here, two big candidates moves. One was queen c2 like in the game, and another one was queen b3 attacking what? The pawn, and then my other rook is ready to join to the party and double, right? Queen c2 is a human natural move. The only problem is you always have to think about this knight before, right? And let's see how black reacted to this pressure on the c file here. Rook a to c8, overprotecting this little pawn, because white was preparing to push the pawn, attack the knight, triple up with the three heavy pieces, and then just break through here and capture the pawn. Right? Keep going.
Rook C1.
Ooh. Whose position is better, guys? White or black? Why is that? White is more active, rooks are more active, white has something to attack, black is sitting and defending, right? That's the difference between activity and passivity, right? White has a clear cut plan. Knight to b4, and that's exactly what I was mentioning, guys.
Queen
Queen b3 now, defending the pawn, attacking the knight.
Knight A6.
Knight a6. How is the knight on the side? Active or passive? Why the knight is passive on the side? It's controlling how many squares? How many? 4. And if you put it in the center? Okay. Right? Rook 5, back to c2. This would have been, no disrespect to you, a grandmaster move here. Because when you take the pawn, then the knight is in trouble, this pawn's in trouble, this pawn's in trouble, and you cannot push the b pawn because I take your knight. So now you would have to play rook b8, and now this rook, instead of being on c2 like in the game, is active, right? Bothering these pawns, and now we see I want to get to these pawns, right? That's what I want, right? So when now your knight is in big trouble here, and your pawn is behind. So instead of playing rook a5, you play rook back to c2, doubling the rooks here, keeping the pressure. If you're going
Queen B6.
queen b6, he just wanted to trade queens. He said probably, oh, he's a little kid, young kid, I'm going to beat him in a game. Okay?
Queen D6.
And you said, I'm not afraid of this endgame. I'm going to take, and you want to double up his pawns?
I just thought my king would be
Your
to
what?
like E5.
Your king?
And also probably to double.
Your king could go to e5 in the endgame. How far he thinks, guys. How far he thinks. Okay. So he's trading queens. He knows that he could use the e5 square like an international airport for his pieces, but he's not thinking about the knight. He's thinking about the endgame where he could march his king all the way up. Wow. Very impressive.
A3.
But it's a3 to stop knight b4. Okay. Okay, keep going.
C6.
6.
Knight to E5.
Knight to e5. How is this knight, guys? Active or passive? How is the black knight? Active or passive? Where the knight belongs, guys. And this is a weak square for black, right? Like octopus knight. Knight b8. Look at this knight. He went around the wall to develop it, and now he's backing on his original square.
B4.
b4. Go, baby, go. Good job.
B5.
b5, blocking the pawn. King F2, preparing to go into the end game and use the E5 square at the right time.
Knight A6.
Knight A6. This knight doesn't find his home, playing back and forth. There's nothing to do.
Knight D7.
Knight D7.
Rook F3.
Okay. And now
Knight B5.
95 back. So you're playing cat and mouse with him. Okay, that's fine. Just wanted to show him who's the boss.
Knight B8.
Knight B8 back. We don't know what to do. Maybe now he wants to trade the knight. Okay, keep going.
Rook A2.
Rook A2. So finally, you're preparing the break because you couldn't break two. So you're still playing for a win here. Good job. Okay.
Knight D7.
Knight D7. He wants to trade off your active knight.
Knight takes D7.
Knight takes D7, and you wanted to have the E5 square available for your king, and you still have the break, right? To open up this file for your rook. Okay, keep going.
A4.
A4, go baby, go. If you don't have an open file, open one. Trade pawns so you can double the rooks, and then the rooks can go in all the way to the 7th rank, and even double the rooks there, and then you can even get to the enemy king. All right, let's go. Rook A8, pinning your pawn to the rook. You double or you push? Double the fun. You double the rook. Good job.
Rook takes A4.
Rook. Pawn takes or rook? Pawn takes. Okay. You
Rook
capture.
takes.
Okay.
Rook takes.
Okay. So we went into this end game, guys. How is the white rook? Active or passive? Which king is a little bit more active than the other one?
Right.
Okay, so white is much easier to play on the white side because I have a plan, but white has three pawn islands. But Mazer didn't care about the pawn island, didn't care about the pawns. He said, I'm going to beat him with pawns without pawns. I don't care. Let's go.
King F7.
King F7, centralizing the king for the endgame.
Rook A5.
Rook A5. You wanted to push B5? So you wanted to get rid of one of your pawns. So you realize you have a weakness. Okay?
King D7.
King D7, centralizing the king. Probably going to take King D6. Keep going.
B5.
B5, go baby, go.
A takes B5.
Okay?
Rook takes B5.
And now black has a fast pawn, but he cannot really push this pawn because this rook is blocking and attacking. Okay? Keep going.
D6.
Centralizing the king.
Rook D6.
Rook check.
King D7.
Now the king has to go back, and now we see black has two weaknesses. The rook is attacking both of the weaknesses. He cut the king, he fixed the king, he fixed the pawn structure, and now he can bring his king up if he wants to. Let's see what he did.
King F3.
King F3 finally, after 20 moves of preparation, he had this idea of marching the king and centralizing the king. Let's go.
G6.
G6. Is that what he played?
G6.
G6, okay. Keep going.
King F4.
Marching the king. Mazer said, I'm coming for you, my friend. I'm going to walk in and capture all these pawns.
King F6.
King F6 is said, I'm not letting you in. These are critical squares here.
H3.
H3. We did not play G4 first. You have double pawns here. You could have used them. You don't want to rush. Okay. G3. H3.
H6.
H6. You guys playing mirror, mirror. Okay.
G4.
Go, baby, go.
F takes G4. H takes
You
G4.
did not take with the king. You want to keep the double pawns. You just don't care about pawns. Right? So I'm going to keep double pawns without, I'm going to win. All right, let's go. Rook E7. So he played Rook E7 to defend the pawn. Even black didn't know what to do. Okay.
E4.
So the E4, this is a grandmaster move G5 because after King G4, he has double pawns. It doesn't count. The rook has to stay in the back rank to defend that pawn, right? And now you're going to you're gonna play e4, e5, and win the pawn back, right? This would have, should have. All right, e4, g5 check, king e3. Now he's ready to go around the world if he needs it. Okay.
King G6.
King g6. He said, "I'm gonna stay here, do nothing, sleep."
I think he missed the pin.
Ooh, pin and win, guys. In his mind, he's gonna take back with check, but I think he forgot that his pawn is pinning. His rook is pinning the pawn. Okay, and he captures. Pawn captures pawn. The pawn is pinned. White king just wants to come up and capture the pawn. Okay? King f6 instead of playing king f7 maybe, but then he pushed. You rushed. So this is the moment where you should not rush. Can this pawn move, guys? No. So you have all the time in the world to do whatever you want to do. So you centralize the king, right? You improve your position to the maximum, then you trade the rooks. Okay? Okay, so you captured here with the pawn or with the rook. So rook takes, and you give him an outside pass pawn. Pawn takes, king takes. And what did you do here? King e4. Is it important to centralize the king in endgame, guys? This is opposition. We see how the kings are fighting for the critical squares here. And we will see a race in between the two pawns. B5. Go, baby, go. Check. Okay. And why did you play king d4? To stop his pawn. So in your mind, you want to step in the box and catch the pawn, right? So this is the box. We see the white king is in the box. b4. Go, baby, go. Go, baby, go. And king takes d5. And who is up in this endgame, guys? Okay. King c3. Go, baby, go. King d3. Did you push him all the way back? Okay. King d6 he played. After
King D6.
yes, and you played king e4. So white can even leave the pawn there and go after these pawns if he wants to. Play king e6. Stopping. Okay, this is the opposition again. Go, baby, go. Pass pawn must be pushed. King d6. And king d4. You did not rush with king f5. King d7. King e5. King e5. King e7. d6. Go, baby, go. King d7. King e5. King d8. King e6. King d8. King d6. Now, if these pawns will not be on the board, it will be what? Stalemate. But it's a big difference, and Mazer calculated this amazing. All the way down, he knows that the black king cannot move anywhere, right? The only thing black can move is move what? Push his pawn. And when he pushes his pawn, I can what? Take, and then when this pawn reaches the other side, what's gonna happen, guys? Okay, so did you play g4? So I think you should have played it out. Maybe you got pushed and make a draw.
I knew. I was gonna
You knew?
Yeah, I was gonna.
All right.
I was gonna play.
All right, let's give him a big hand. What a game. What a game. 1200 winning 1900. Good job, buddy. All right, thank you guys for watching. Push all the guys back in. Stop. Turn the clocks off. See you guys Saturday at the tournament.